Alright everybody, we are back again, but this is the Survivor tier list. We have S, the best of the best, A, B, C, and D, not really useful, but this one's for survivors only. Yes, this is probably going to be an hour long, and yes, I will put this one in the description. I'm sorry about the last one. When I finished it, I didn't really share it or click save, so nothing was done, you know? But we're going to start off with Ace in the Hole. When receiving an item from a chest, there is a chance an add-on will be attached to it, 100% for an add-on of very rare rarity or lower. This is Ace's perk, 50% chance for a second add-on of uncommon rarity or lower. Ace in the Hole allows you to keep any add-ons on your item as equipped upon escaping. Now this is an A tier perk in my opinion, because one, if you escape you get a free item and free add-ons. Two, it's good for if you want to collect items. That's about it. I don't really know, but it's good for if you have flashlight builds. You run residual manifest with this, you'll probably get a flashlight with very good add-ons. Two, actually that sounds like a fun build to do. Ace in the Holes, residual manifest, the Champion of Light. Yeah, that sounds awesome. But the only reason I put it at A is because it's not too overpowered. It's not broken. It's not it's not like everybody doesn't use it. And that's the good thing. There's a lot of perks in this list that are like, wow, this perk exists. Or like, wow, this perk is overused, or you could do this with this. Figuring out builds that are not common, you know, cookie cutter builds. Oh, great. Windows of Lithe, Windows of Opportunity, Lithe, Finesse. Oh, you don't see that like 10 times a day. But let's get to the next one. Adrenaline. Once the exit gates are powered, Adrenaline activates and they heal the equivalent of 1 health state, grants 50% haste status for 3 seconds, and is exhausted for a max of 40. Adrenaline, in my opinion, it's good, but I'm going to put it B tier for the fact of you have to get the end game. You have to get the exit gates powered. And you just got to be good with it. Like, it's a good perk to have if you're going against a killer that doesn't kill you by 2 gens, or if the killer closes the hatch, because that does technically, does it? No, that still doesn't. Maybe it does. Yeah, that technically does power the exit gates. I don't know. It's a B tier perk for me. I don't see it very useful as a killer and survivor main. One, I have YouTube in my name, so I do get tunneled out once in a while. Two, I usually kill people by 2 to 3 gens. And don't bring up that Legion video, because, okay, I was testing a build and being haha funny. And if you think differently, put in the comment section below. Don't dislike the video. Next one we have is Aftercare. You know, you always gotta do Aftercare. So, the ores of the last 3 survivors are permanently revealed to you once any of the following conditions have been met. This is Jeff Johansson perk. You have unlocked them, unhooked them, they have unhooked you, you have completed a healing action on them, they've completed a healing action on you. Those survivors have your aura revealed to them. Aftercare resets once you are hooked. I don't really see it being useful, in my opinion, besides if you run maybe, I don't know, like, it's a C tier for me. I see it useful for healing builds or finding gens, but there's also better perks out there, or just bring items. Next we have Alert Feng Ming. When the killer performs a break or damage action, alert triggers. Their aura is revealed to you for a max of 5 seconds. I say this is an A tier perk only because there's a limited amount of... Actually, you know, this is an S tier perk. I say S tier because there's gens, there's pallets, and there's breakable walls. I don't know if it works in Blood Moon event where it smashes the blood canisters or gasoline blood tanks, but S tier, first S tier. Next we have any means necessary. You know, if it's a C tier perk, I say C tier because press and hold the activate. Oh, you don't even know what it does yet. Sorry. Press and hold the active ability button for 4 seconds while standing beside a drop pallet that reset it to its upright position. Grants the ability to see auras of all drop pallets but not yet destroyed pallets in the environment. Actually, no. It goes B tier because someone like me, I don't destroy pallets all the time. Because, you know, you do that little peekaboo game around the pallet. Sometimes you chase them and all that. Maybe you can get that pallet up within the time. If not, it goes to B tier because you can destroy pallets and it kind of makes it useless. It all depends on what killer you're facing, in my opinion. Next we have Appraisal, which is Elodie's perk, which I hate her. Appraisal has 3 tokens at the start of the trial. Consume 1 token to perform rummage, which lets you go through a chest again, and you receive a second item from it, which increases rummaging speed by 80%. I think this perk is B tier, because 1, it lets you search for 2 items, but it also takes up a perk slot. You can run this with the Residual Manifest, you can run this with a Pharmacy build, you can run, I wonder if that works actually with Pharmacy. I don't think so. Maybe it's only 1 medkit per chest. I mean, you can run it with Residual. Maybe you can go through the chest twice if that's possible. I don't know. I see it as B tier. Not really a perk I use. But now this one. I've seen a couple people use this Auto-Didact. Survivor grants 1 token up to a maximum of 5 tokens. Succeeding a skill check while healing. Suppresses great healing skill checks, cause good healing checks to grant good healing skill checks to grant healing progress on the base number of accumulated tokens. 5 tokens is 60, 4 45. Well, max is 60%, which is tier 3, and then token 2 is 15%, 1 token is 0, and 0 tokens is negative 15%. But Auto-Didact does not work while using a medkit. So I mean, it's a good build. You can probably run it with, I'm going to put it in A, not a perk that I use often. You could probably do a good healing build with it. But again, people always use the same 5 perks. So now we got this one. Babysitter by Steve Harrington. Whenever you unhook a survivor, the aura of the killer is revealed to you for 8 seconds, while the unhook survivor benefits from the following effects for 30 seconds. Suppresses the creation of scratch marks and pools of blood. Increases the strength of their haste by 10%. I think Babysitter is an excellent perk, an S tier perk, on the fact of you have killers that play Kaneki, that you have just killers in general that always come back to hook because people are dumb enough to heal under hook. So while you're taking somebody off the hook, you also have those people that loop around hook for some reason, which is dumb. They don't get progress if you're looping around the hook. But it's an S tier perk in my opinion, because 1, you can run away from the hook faster. 2, no scratch marks, no pools of blood. If it had built-in Iron Will, that'd be crazy. You know, it's an A tier perk because it does not have built-in Iron Will. Next we have Background Player, which is one of the Lara twins, Renato, the guy. Whenever survivors picked up, Background Player activates for 10 seconds, starting to run while it is active, causing the following effect to grant a 50% haste status for 5 seconds. By the way, this is getting buffed. It causes exhaustion for a max of 20. This is getting buffed in the next patch, which is going to be nuts. So this is going to be S tier. Next patch, it's going to be crazy because you cannot stack haste or hindered anymore. So now we have Balanced Landing, which is Nia, my main, or I main also Claire. After falling from great height, you benefit from the following effects: reduces the duration of stagger upon landing, suppresses all noises associated with falling, not failing, grants a 50% haste status for 3 seconds upon landing, and grants exhausted for 40 seconds. Balanced Landing, a lot of people are going to say it's S tier, and I'm going to say it's S tier because it's kind of good. Killers don't have Balanced Landing. Actually, that'd be kind of fun if killers got Balanced Landing. I know they have Shaking Thunder, which gives them extra long reach, but Balanced Landing on a killer, that'd be sick. So Bardic Inspiration by the Elves. You play a guitar, you get 1, you scream, and then you roll a die. Actually, you play the guitar, roll a d20. 1, you scream, but without notifying the killer. 2, 10. 2 through 10, you get skill checks grant 1% progression. 11 through 19, skill checks grant 2% progression, and 20 skill checks grant 3% progression, and it has a cooldown of 90 seconds. I'm going to say this is C tier for the fact that you have to actually sit there and play the entire song. You can't stop it midway through and get the benefits, which sucks. But you know, it's B tier. It's not C tier. C tier, it's so hard to decide what's C tier because, yeah, it gives you a bunch of benefits, but you also have to hit something higher than 10 for it to actually be good. So, yeah, you know, it's going back in C tier. So now we have Better Together, which is Nancy Wheeler's perk. I almost forgot her name. I was going to call her Nancy Drew like they did in the show. While repairing a generator, its aura is highlighted in yellow to all other survivors within 32 meters. Whenever a killer downs a survivor while you're repairing the generator, the auras of all other survivors are revealed to you for 10 seconds. Better Together. Is it... like, it's a B tier to the point of showing other survivors that there's a generator there, but it's also like, why would I want to see where all the other survivors are besides to see if they're in a locker or just standing still? Because if you're waiting out endgame for somebody to die on hook and I see you standing there, I'm going to get the killer on you. Try to attempt it. At least you attempted something instead of being lazy. All right. Next is Better Than New. Completing healing action, another survivor grants them the following benefits until they receive damage again. This is Rebecca Chambers' perk. Increases their action speeds for blessing, cleansing, healing, and unlocking by 16%. So, the only reason I think this is a C tier perk, because 1, yeah, blessing, cleansing, and healing and unlocking stuff is cool, but it also doesn't give you repair speed or any haste or anything like that. Like, why would healing somebody give me faster of cleansing a totem or blessing a totem? Like, it's good, but nah. Next, we have Bite the Bullet, which is Leon Kennedy's perk. Suppresses all noises related to healing and grunts of pain when healing yourself or a survivor. Failed skill checks do not trigger. Allowed notification reduces a max of 1% of the total progression. So, Bite the Bullet, I think, is S tier. The fact of its built-in Iron Will. But if they have nurses, it's not that great. But there's more. If they have like leverage or Gift of Pain or Sloppy Butcher, this would be very good because no grunts of pain or anything related to healing. Like, it's kind of good. So now one of my favorite perks, which is S tier, Blast Mine. You already know what Blast Mine is, but I'm going to read it off. Basically, you get 40% on the gen. You put a Blast Mine on the gen, they kick it, the killer becomes stunned and blinds all the players within 12.5 meters of the trap generator. Blast Mine deactivates after triggering successfully or once the timer runs out. Doors of trapped generators are revealed to all survivors in yellow. Blast Mine, amazing. So now we have Blood Pact, which is Cheryl's perk. When either you or the obsession become injured by enemies, Blood Pact activates, or is constantly revealed to one another. Completing healing action on the obsession or having them complete one on yourself grants both of you a 7% haste status effect. This effect lasts as long as you both remain in 16 meters of one another. So it's... but it does reduce your chance of becoming the obsession by 100%. And it gets disabled if you are the obsession. The only thing is I see of this is it's A tier to the fact of there's already a better perk like this out there, and we'll get to that in a minute. Blood Rush. Next is Blood Rush, which is a perk that I want to make good so badly because resetting your exhaust. I'll read it off. After unhooking yourself, then being unhooked, Blood Rush activates for 60 seconds. Press the active ability button to instantly recover from exhausted status effect. Blood Rush is deactivated after use or performing inconspicuous action. Blood Rush disabled for the remainder of the trial once the exit gates are powered. So basically what it is you can dead hard, activate Blood Rush, and then you can get dead hard back again. But why would you do that? Because you have to be hooked to use dead hard again. So it would be more like you're running from the killer. You can use Lithe, exhausted, use Blood Rush, and then you could use Lithe again. I think Blood Rush is sadly a B tier perk, which would be good if it had a cooldown instead of being unhooked. So now we have Boil Over. Boil Over, Kate Denson's perk. While being carried by the killer, the following effects apply. Increases strength of struggle effects by 80%, suppresses the killer to read all or of all hooks within 16 meters, and grants 33% of your current wiggle progression upon landing in the drops if the killer drops from height. This is an S tier perk. For one, there are so many maps that you can just sit on top of and just get the killer to fall, or there's no hooks in the range of anything. Next, we have Bond. The auras of all other survivors are revealed to you within 36 meters. Bond is... Okay, Bond is B tier. 2 reasons it's B tier. 1, people use it to get others killed. And 2, it's good for seeing other people, I guess. It's B tier in my opinion. I don't use it. Half the time I'm running a 3-man or a 2-man, and my other 2 teammates are just trash. Or they just end up leaving the game because they got downed once. It's kind of crazy. Alright, next we have Boon Circle of Healing, which is Michaela's perk. Increases the it's a boon, so all survivors benefit from the following effect when inside the boon's radius. Increase the altruistic healing speeds by 100% when not using a medkit. If survivor is injured, their aura is shown to reveal to you all other survivors. I see this as A tier due to the fact of it can be destroyed. If it can't be destroyed, then it would be too OP, and that's what makes it A tier. I'm not saying buff it and make it not be destroyed. That's not what I want. I'm just saying if it was maybe a perk for a single person, only benefit off that single person and gave them 100% healing, or anybody that is healing with you gets 100% healing, then that'd be a pretty good perk. But they're also, maybe it can't be used while exhausted. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Make it an S tier perk then. A lot of people are going to say, oh, that's S tier, that's S tier. I mean, yeah, if you run a Boon build, but you could also just get rid of it. So we have another one. Totem to Bless creates a boon, blah, blah, blah. Soft chimes ring out, radius, grants 2% haste, and it lingers for 4 seconds after leaving the boon's range, which is Yoichi's perk. See, now this is another A tier perk. For one, it doesn't hide your scratch marks when you run, but that'd be too OP, and it grants 2% haste status effect. But that's the thing, it's A tier because it's balanced. It's not OP. So now we got Boon Exponential. You do Boon, anybody in the Boon's radius have 100% to bonus recovery speed, allows the self-recovery ability to fully recover from a dying state. Now this one I'm putting in S tier because this is basically just free unbreakable. Unless you have somebody that knows about boons. Sometimes people just were like, whoa, they have a boon? What's that noise? I don't know. Next we have Boon Illumination, which is, you know, it's going D. So what Boon Illumination does is auras of all chests and generators are revealed to you in blue. Increase your action speeds of blessing and cleansing while you have a lit boon totem. Survivors can only be affected by 1 instant of Boon Illumination at a time. You know what, D tier. I was gonna move it to C because, okay, you bless and cleanse totems faster when you have a boon lit. You know what, actually, you know what, yeah, it's not D. It's, oh man, is it D? Part of me wants to put it in D, but knowing that you cleanse and bless totems 10% faster while you have a lit boon totem, it doesn't say in it, it just says while it's lit. So, you know, let's put it in C tier. It's C tier. Next we have Boon Shadow Step, which another boon. While you're in the boon's totem's radius, scratch marks are suppressed, auras are hidden from the killer, and they linger for 4 seconds after. This one is another S tier perk. I'm doing these based off of by themselves and not with perk builds. Because I could be like, oh, three totems together, that makes all these S tier. No. These are singular use perks. If you're only using these perks, these are based on themselves, not with builds. So now we have Borrowed, also Shadow Step is Michaela's perk. Now we have Borrowed Time, which is Bill's perk from Left 4 Dead. The survivors you unhook benefit from the following effects: extend the duration of their endurance, status effect for 10 seconds, extends the duration of their haste, status effect for 10 seconds. Now, Borrowed Time, I think it's an A tier. Actually, no, it's an S tier. There isn't really anything wrong with this perk. There's nothing too OP about it. Okay, they get endurance and they get haste. That's S tier to me. Botany Knowledge increases your healing, which is Claudette's perk. Increase your healing speed by 50%, reduces the healing efficiency of medkits by 20%. Another balanced perk, but it's going B tier. There's better perks out there. You can just run a boon build. You can just run a medkit. It's, I don't know, it's just, it could be better. Next, we have Breakdown, which is Jeff Johansson. The aura of the killer is revealed to you for 5 seconds. Oh, wait. Whenever you are unhooked by another survivor or unhook yourself, the following effects apply. You see the aura of the killer for 6 seconds and causes the hook to break instantly. The hook broken and breakdown take 180 seconds to respawn. So, it's an A tier perk because 1, you see the aura. 2, you break the hook. But there are other hooks on the map. If you down somebody near that hook, then just carry them to another one. It's not that big of a deal. It's, you know, it's a B tier in my opinion. I don't know. It's okay. So now we have Breakout, which is from Yui. Following effects apply while you are within 5 meters of the killer carrying another survivor. Grants you 7% haste status effect. Increases the carrier's survivor's wiggle speed by 25%. Breakout is an A tier perk by itself. If you run it with background player, that is an S tier perk. Actually, you know what? Survivors can also, yeah, it's A tier. People are gonna be mad, be like, oh, this is so good, it's so good. It's really good, but it's not like the best of the best. When healing a survivor in the dying, next is Buckle Up, which is Ash Williams' perk. When healing a survivor in the dying state, Buckle Up activates. The aura of the killer is revealed to you. Both of you completing healing action on the dying survivor suppresses their scratch marks and grants them a 50% haste status effect. Buckle Up does not cause the exhausted status effect. Okay, why did you? I don't know why it says that it doesn't cause it when. Okay, so Buckle Up actually seems really good. You know, Buckle Up might be S tier. Unless, does it actually cause the... No, it doesn't even cause... Yeah. It also got buffed. It buffed the aura reading too. To 10 seconds instead of 6. So Buckle Up is S tier. Next we have Built to Last, hiding inside a locker. This is Felix Richter? Felix, whatever his last name is. Hiding inside a locker for 12 seconds while carrying a depleted weapon. Fully charges the weapon the first use by 99%, then 66%, then 33%. Built to Last is disabled for the remainder of the trial after 3rd use. So Built to Last is an A tier perk. I think it's A tier because 1, and actually it might be S tier. This is S tier. Because you can use your flashlight whenever you want. until the third use. Yeah, I think it's S tier. Refills flashlight, refills any item. Besides, you know, flashbangs, because you don't really fill those. Now we have Calm Spirit, which is Jake's perk. Prevents crows from being alerted by your proximity and flying off unless they are being stepped on. Suppress the urge to scream from any cause at all times. Suppresses all related to unlocking chests and cleansing or blessing totems. Reduces the interaction speed with chests and totems by 33%. So here's the problem with this. Calm Spirit's good, but Iron Will is just better in the fact that, one, it doesn't reduce the interaction speed. Two, it's just better. Next, we have Camaraderie, which is Steve Harrington's perk. You're hooked that enters struggle phase. Camaraderie activates. Pauses the struggle phase timer for 34 seconds as soon as any survivor comes within 16 meters of your range. So this perk would be good if it was first state, but also, people, if you are going to loop around the survivor's hook while they're on second stage, use Camaraderie, because somebody is dying. Next, we have Champion of Light. Shining a flashlight applies the following effect. It grants 50% haste, actually is getting buffed in the next update. Blinding the killer by enemies applies the following effect, causes them to suffer 20% hindered for 6 seconds. The effect does not stack, but has a cooldown of 60 seconds after blinding the killer. The perk has a cooldown, but blinding the killer does not. You know, S tier perk, in my opinion, because it gives you 50% haste status effect. Next, we have Chemical Trap, which is Ellen Ripley's perk. I don't really use it because I don't find it that useful, because no one, does anybody actually fall for it? After repairing generators, a total of 20%. Chemical Trap activates. Press the activate button, put a chemical trap on a pallet for 60 seconds. When the killer breaks the pallet, his trap explodes, spraying the killer with chemical compound causes them to suffer from a 50% hindered for 4 seconds. And the pallets are revealed to survivors in yellow. I actually might use it. I think it's an S tier because, one, it's 50% hindered for 4 seconds, but nobody really falls for that. I don't know. I haven't seen people fall for it, maybe once or twice. I'll make a build for it. So we got Clairvoyance, a Michaela perk. After cleansing or blessing a totem, Clairvoyance activates while empty-handed. Press and hold the use item button to use your full order reading potentials for 10 seconds, allowing you to see the auras of all the following environmental objects within 64 meters. Chests, exit gate switches, generators, hatch, and hooks. But this is, you know, Clairvoyance is a B. Because, I don't know, it's for 10 seconds, you know, it's an A. Man, no, it's going B because I said so. One, because I'm not wasting a perk slot on this item. If you don't know where generators are, that's your own fault. Chests are always in the same spot in every map, 1 in the basement, and 2 near, like, the hills, whatever map you play on. And exit gate switches are always in the same corners of the maps. Not in the same corners, but they're always on the side of the maps. Hatch, you might use it for hatch. Hooks, I don't know why the hell you're looking for hooks. But it's, you know, it's a C tier. I think this is a useless perk, but it's not really useful. You know what I'm saying? Next, we have Clean Break. After completing healing action, another survivor, Clean Break activates. Press the active ability button while being healed by another survivor. Trigger is broken. You automatically heal 1 health state after 60 seconds. This effect cancels prematurely if you enter the dying state. So Clean Break is going to be first D perk because, 1, there's better perks out there anyways. I'm not waiting a minute to get healed when I could have just sat there for 30, not even 30 seconds to heal myself, to get myself healed. Like if somebody has a med kit, or I don't know, it's just a useless perk in my opinion. Next, we have Corrective Action. Sorry, I had a yawn. You start the trial with 3 tokens. Whenever you succeed a great skill check, Corrective Action gains 1 token. Upon the maximum of 5 tokens, converts any failed skill check of another survivor into a good skill check instead of and consumes 1 token. The aura of the survivor is revealed to you for 6 seconds. So this perk is good if you have people that can't hit skill checks. But it's not really used for gen rushing builds, in my opinion. It's an okay, you know, it's a B tier. Next, we have Counterforce, which is Jill Valentine's perks. You cleanse totems 20% faster, gain another stackable 20% cleansing, 20% cleansing speed bonus per cleansed totem. After cleansing a totem, the aura of the totem farthest of you is revealed for 4 seconds. Okay, it's an A tier. A tier in my opinion, because 1, you can see totems from afar, and you get 20% stackable speed. I think it's pretty good. A tier. Next we have Cut Loose, which is another Laura twin perk, the woman. After performing a rush vault action in the chase, Cut Loose activates for 6 seconds. Suppresses both loud noise notification and sound effects triggered by rushing to vault. Successfully performing another rush vault action while Cut Loose resets the timer. Cut Loose has a cooldown of 45 seconds. So this is an S tier perk. I want to make this perk work with a couple builds, but I also don't want to just use meta builds, you know? So now we have, actually, you know what? You know, no. It's B tier perk for 1 because, actually, you know, it's an A tier perk. Because, or is it, you know, S tier. It's S tier. Reading with the next perk is Dance With Me by Kate Denson. When performing a rushed action to vault a window or exit a locker, Dance With Me triggers its effect. Suppresses the creation of scratch marks for 3 seconds. And it has 20-second cooldown. Okay, so Dance With Me is good. But another thing too is it's A tier. It only does it when rush action with window and a locker. So you do Dance With Me with head on, boom, S tier. But by itself, okay, you hide scratch marks for 3 seconds. It's not that great, because there's better perks. Next you have Dark Sense, which is just a random perk. When a generator is completed, Dark Sense activates. The aura of the killer is revealed to you 10 seconds once they come in within 24 meters of your location. Dark Sense deactivates after use. So, I mean, it's a good perk, but you have TR to listen to, unless people run Trail of Torment, Dark Devotion, or just Oblivious, or Insidious, sorry. Next we have Dead Hard, one of the most used perks in the game. So Dead Hard, a lot of people are going to say it's S tier. I'm going to agree. Dead Hard is S tier. After you unhook yourself, or unhooking Dead Hard activates when you are injured and running. Tap your adrenaline. Press the activate button to trigger endurance status for 0.5 seconds, which causes you to tank a hit and exhaust you for 40 seconds. So you can survive a hit with Dead Hard. Next we have Deadline, which is Alan Wake's perk. We're only on D's, and there is so many other. Look at all these perks. We're going to be here for a while. But, alright, we're going to run through this. So Deadline all it does is make 10% while repairing or healing. It increases the odds of triggering skill checks, but this only works while injured, and causes skill checks to appear randomly on your screen. Reduces penalty of missed skill checks by 50%. 1, I'm going to say it's a B tier, because 1 is a wasted slot, but you get more skill checks while repairing and healing. 2, it's not a wasted slot, it's A tier. 2, reduces penalty of skill checks, and you can only do it while injured, and that's why it makes it A tier. So you got Deception, which is Elodie perk. Interacting with a locker while holding sprint button has a following effects. Prevents you from entering a locker while you run past them. Causes the doors of the locker to swiftly open and close. Feigning a survivor entering it. Triggers loud noise at the location of locker. Suppresses scratch marks and pools of blood for 3 seconds. So the only problem with this perk is it's B tier. 1, you can't enter lockers faster, and 2, not many people fall for this anymore unless you're low elo. Because you can obviously hear the difference. If you're getting chased by somebody, you're not going to enter a locker unless you got head on. I don't know. It's B tier to me. Decisive Strike, which is another used perk by everybody now. I don't know why everybody's using it again, which is Laurie Strode's perk. After being unhooked or unhooking yourself, Decisive Strike activates for the next 60 seconds. When grabbed or picked up by the killer, succeed skill check to stab killer and escape from their grasp. Stuns the killer for 4 seconds, causes you to become the obsession, and deactivates when the exit gates are powered. And becomes disabled after remainder of the trial once you use it. It deactivates. Decisive Strike is disabled for remainder of the trial after use. Decisive Strike is deactivated prematurely when performing conspicuous action and remains disabled for the remainder of the trial. Increase your chance of becoming the obsession by 100%. So Decisive, it's A tier. People may see, oh my god, it's so S tier. It's S tier. You get one free thing out of, like, it's haha funny for vids and getting clips, but it's also just, like, it's one free get out of free card. That's about it. So now we have Deja Vu. Unlocks, it's a perk for everybody. The orders of 3 generators in close proximity to one another are revealed to you at all times. Increases your spare speed on those generators. Sorry, I had a yawn. By 6%. And held map automatically tracks orders revealed by Deja Vu. So Deja Vu is an S tier perk, in my opinion, because it helps you not 3-gen yourself. And then we got Deliverance. Everybody runs Deliverance, which is Adam Francis's perk. Grants the ability to perform a successful self-unhook at any time during the first hook state. This is after unhooking another survivor. Cause a broken status effect for 60 seconds. After unhooking yourself, Deliverance cannot be used during the second hook stage or if you are unhooked as the last survivor standing. Deliverance is disabled for the remainder of the trial after use. So one free unhook. People are going to say it's S tier. It's pretty S tier. The only thing is it's a wasted perk slot once you use it. Like, yeah, you get, it's A tier. It's A tier to the fact of it's haha funny unless the person is last alive. Not last alive, but if it's almost endgame and you hook somebody else and then they still have Deliverance and they get off for hatch, Next, we have another Felix perk, which is Desperate Measures, increasing your action speeds for healing and unhooking by 14% for each injured, hooked or dying survivor, up to a maximum of 56%. It's good, but it's not S tier. I'm going to call it B tier because you're going to have, this is like a solo queue perk. For the rest of them, so this video isn't like an hour long. Some of them I'm not gonna read, some of them I'm just gonna put them in there. So Detective's Hunch, it's a good perk. You see each time a generator is complete, ores, generators, chests, totems revealed to you within 64 meters. It's okay. It's C tier perk. Like, actually, it's B tier for the fact of you can see totems and stuff. So now we have Distortion. People know what Distortion is. Old Distortion was better, but this one is A tier to the fact of you have to get stacks while spent in a chase. That's about it. So it's A tier. Next, we have People or Diversion, which is Adam Francis's perk. After charging for 20 seconds, you can throw a pebble to distract the killer, triggers loud noise, and creates fake scratch marks. Pebble is A tier to the fact of it creates its own scratch marks and distracts killers. So now we got Dramaturgy. Dramaturgy, people are going to hate me for this, but it is an S tier perk in my opinion. One, when you are healthy, you can run knees high. You get 25% haste for 2 seconds, but you also get the following effects. You can get exposed for 12 seconds. You can extend the haste for another 2 seconds. You can scream without notifying the killer, or receive a random item of rarity with a random selection of add-ons attached to it automatically. Causes exhaustion for 40 seconds. I think it's a fun perk, and it's S tier in my opinion. Empathic connection. Whenever another survivor is injured, they can see your aura within 96 meters of your location. Your altruistic healing speed is 30%. So I think this is an A tier perk. It's a perk that you can run with the new perks coming out, and it just be amazing at healing. I run this perk myself with my healing build I use. I think it's a very fun perk. So now we have empathy. Auras of injured or dying survivors are revealed to you within 128 meters. 128 meters is huge, but you know, it's an A tier. For one, you can run a healing build with it, or you can run it by yourself, and 128 meters is huge. So now we have Exaltation. It's just Trevor Belmont's perk. Stunning a killer with a pallet upgrades the rarity of your held item for the next tier. Recharges the item by 25% as a cooldown of 30 seconds. So one, this is an A tier perk due to the fact of, I know a lot of people are going to say, whoa, that's such a good perk. I can upgrade my flashlight and charge it by 25%. But you also have to get people to fall for the pallet. It's a good perk, but it's not useful. It's useful, but it's not at the same time. It's kind of a wasted slot. I don't know. But it isn't. I don't use it myself, so. So now you got Eyes of Belmont. Whenever generators complete, the aura of the killer is revealed to you for 3 seconds. Extends the duration of all instances of the killer's aura revealed to you by 2 seconds. Basically, built-in lethal pursuer for survivors, which in my opinion is, I think it's S tier for some builds. You know what? It's A tier. I say it's A tier due to the fact of it can be a wasted perk slot, but it could also not be. But there's better perks out there anyways. Unless you're running like an aura build with it, then yeah. Fast track, what it does is you get 3 tokens after, you know, if a survivor other than yourself is hooked, you get 3 tokens, a maximum of 27 tokens. Succeeding a great repair skill check consumes all tokens. Increase the bonus progression awarded successfully by a stackable of 1% per token, so you get a max of 27%, which is an S tier perk, in my opinion. Next, we have Finesse, everybody's favorite. Whenever you are healthy, Finesse activates. Increase your vaulting speed for a fast vault by 20%. Finesse is a cooldown of 30 seconds after performing a fast vault. This is another S tier perk because of the fact of you know somebody has Finesse once you do that in the picture. So now we have Fixated. Increases your walking speed by 20%. Unlocks the ability to see your own scratch marks. If you take away the see your own scratch marks and you use Fixated for the 20% walking speed, it's an amazing perk. But I'm not going to put it in S tier. I'll put it in A tier. Next, we have Flashbang. After repairing generators for a total of 40%, Flashbang activates. I think Flashbang is an S tier perk because you can do some amazing saves with it, and it's just funny. Next, we have Flip Flop. Untold Flashbang is Leon's, Fixated is Nancy's, and Finesse is Laura Croft's. Now we got Flip Flop, which is Ash Williams. Recovering in dying state also charges the wiggle meter at 50% of the recovery rate and up to a maximum of 50% of wiggle progression. So Flip Flop, in my opinion, is an S tier perk. Because I use Flip Flop for my boil over build, for my power struggle build. It's just a pretty good perk. So now we have Fogwise. When you're repairing, succeeding a great skill check while repairing a generator, reveals the aura of the killer for you for 6 seconds. It's a great perk. S tier perk. Just a good perk in my opinion. Next, you have For the People. While healthy or healing another survivor without using a medkit, press the active ability button to trigger the following effects. Trade 1 health state with other survivor, instantly heals them from the injured state or dying or suffering from deep wound status effect, and heals them. Yourself become injured and suffer from broken status for 60 seconds. You become the killer's obsession, if not already, and reduces your chance of being the obsession by 100%. For the People is good, but if it didn't do any, if the broken status was on you for 40 seconds instead of a whole minute, and if it did something other than Like, if, I don't know, it's hard to explain. If it gave haste and healed somebody, that would be S tier. But you become broken to heal somebody else. It's just like using clean break. Why not just finish the healing action unless you're in a rush, you know? I don't know, it's, it's useful. It's a C tier perk. It's better than clean break, but it's also like clean break. Next, we have friendly competition. Whenever you complete a generator with at least one other survivor, friendly competition activates. You increase your repair speed and that of the other survivors who completed repairs with you by 5% for 75 seconds. So this is, it's a B tier perk for one. There's better. There's already other stuff that's better than this. And we'll get to that in a minute, which is, this is Olera Twins for the People's Arenas perk. So now you have Hardened, which is Lore Cross perk. After unlocking a chest, and either blessing or cleansing a totem, Hardened activates. Suppress the urge to scream from any cause, and instead causes the aura of the killer to be revealed to you for 5 seconds. Hardened is not really useful in my opinion, because you have to open a chest and you have to cleanse. Okay, they're running Face the Darkness. Yeah, it's good, but I mean, it'd probably be good now since people run Friends till the end on Kaneki, and Kaneki's annoying, and his passive. So, you know what? It's C tier. Moving on up to C tier. So now you have Head On. I'm going to put Head On in A. After hiding a locker for 3 seconds, Head On activates, performing a rush exit out of the locker, stuns nearby killer, and causes exhaustion for 40 seconds. It cannot be used while exhausted or having crows. So I put it in A for one of the fact is people don't use it correctly. Sometimes I'll just be walking down a hallway in mid-witch and somebody will head on me when I don't even know where anybody is or I'm not carrying anybody. It's like, what was the point of that? Now I'm going to chase you. Like, huh? Now we have Hope. Once the exit gates are powered, Hope activates, grants 7% haste status effect. It's a perk for everybody. This is another S tier perk, in my opinion, because 7% haste for yourself while the exit gates are powered. That's crazy. It's not even while they're opened, it's just powered. Actually, that is while they're opened. There was a perk in here that I said, well, yeah. See, it's late in. Next, we're doing Hyper Focus. I'm not going to read this one because there's a lot. It just makes you good skill checks and makes you better at doing hitting great skill checks. Gives you tokens up to a max of 24% and increases progression by 30%, which is a maximum of 180% of skill check bonus progression. So it's S tier. Next, we have Inner Focus. Grants the ability to see scratch marks of other survivors. When another survivor loses a health state due to the killer, the aura of the latter is revealed to you for 10 seconds. You know, not really useful. Don't really see many people use this. I'm not going to use this. Now we have Inner Strength. Inner Strength is kind of B tier, actually. Yeah, B tier. The fact each time you cleanse a totem and its strength activates, you automatically heal 1 health state while hiding in a locker for 8 seconds when injured or suffering from the deep wound status. And it doesn't work if you suffer from broken status. So it's a pretty good perk. You know, I'm moving on up to A. It's a good perk, which is Nancy's. And then we got Invocation Treacherous Crows, which is Tori's perk. D tier, not useful. What it does is when somebody's when a killer scares a crow with it while a survivor is in TR, their aura is revealed for 2 seconds. You automatically enter the injured state from the previous health state for suffer from broken. If this didn't make you suffer broken status effect, it'd be good. But it's kind of eh. Next, we have Invocation Weaving Spiders, which is an S tier perk because 1, it permanently reduces repair charges required on all generators by 10 charges, and it causes broken. But it's too good. But it's the 10 charges is crazy. It's like brand new part on all the generators. Next, you have Iron Will, reduces the volume of grunts of pain while in the injured state by 100%, which is an A tier perk for 1. It cannot be used while you're exhausted. If it can be used while exhausted, it'd be S tier, be OP. And now we have Kindred, which is a perk for everybody. The aura of the killer is revealed. All survivors, when a killer comes within 16 meters of the hook, you're the hook survivor. All other survivors are revealed to each other. If you are not the hook survivors, the auras of all other survivors are only revealed to you. Huh. Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes sense. Okay. And this is an A tier perk. Actually, you know what? S tier. Oh, I didn't mean to put it next to the I. But I think Kindred is S tier due to the fact of if he's camping, if he's face camping, if it's just an S tier perk. Now we have Leader, which is Dwight perk. Other survivors within 8 meters of your coach benefit from the following effects: increased action speeds for cleansing, gate opening, healing, sabotage and hooking, and unlocking by 25%. This effect lingers for 15 seconds after leaving the area of effect. So, this doesn't work on you, it works on other people. I think Leader is pretty good, but it is A tier due to the fact it works only on other people and not you. But it is also 25% to everything. Well, not everything, besides repairing. That's another reason why it's in A tier. So now we have Left Behind, which is Bill's perk. Once you are the last person standing, the aura of the hatch is revealed to you within 32 meters. It's a good perk. It's an A tier. You can see hatch. Light-footed, whenever you're healthy, light-footed activates, suppresses the sound of your footsteps while running. It's cooldown 20 seconds after performing a rushed vault action. Light-footed is good, but it's B tier in my opinion. That's about it. I was running light tier with lightweight, which is our next perk, but I was like, you know, why not use something other than light-footed? It's not that great. I mean, it's good, but it's not, you know? So now lightweight, which is perk for everybody, reduces the lifetime of scratch marks by 5 seconds and reduces the spawn chance of patches of scratch marks by 60%, making their spacing inconsistent. I think lightweight is S tier, but that's just me. Because when I'm getting chased, I don't want them to know which way I went, and my scratch marks are going to disappear. Half the time, they just lose me anyways. So next we have Lithe, which is Fang Ming's perks, grant 50% haste stats for 3 seconds when performing a rush vault, and causes exhaustion for 40 seconds. Everybody's going to say Lithe is S tier, and you know what? It is S tier. Now we have Low Profile, whenever you're the only survivor not... Just dropped my phone if you heard that. Scared the fuck out of me. Whenever you're the only survivor not currently incapacitated by either being downed or carried or hooked, Low Profile suppressing your grunts of pain, the creation of pool of blood and scratch marks for 90 seconds. Low Profile is an A. Actually, you know what? S tier perk. You know, let's rush through this. A lot of people, I'm sorry if you're here to actually listen to my videos and listen to me talk, but it's already hitting 53 minutes, as you can tell. So now we got Lucky Break. Lucky Break's a weird perk in my opinion. We're gonna go A tier. Now we got Lucky Star. Lucky Star, I think, is another A tier due to the fact of you can use it with head on if you are injured. Okay, this one is gonna annoy everybody due to the fact of made for this is C tier perk. It was only S tier for a little bit because people were playing Kaneki. There's still a lot of people playing Kaneki, but it's not that great of a perk. Unless one, you take... When you are injured, it activates, and you get affected by Deep Wound. We get 3% status while running, also suffering from Deep Wound. Grants the Endurance status effect for 10 seconds after completing a healing action on another survivor. Endurance is kindled prematurely when performing a conspicuous action. It's a C tier perk. People only like it because of Kaneki. Now you have Mental of Man, which is It's an okay perk, but the thing is, if it wasn't taking protection hits, you have to take 3 protection hits to actually activate it, and it makes it so you don't go down. If it wasn't that great, it wasn't 3 protection hits, it'd be great. If you had 2, it'd be S tier. It'd be A tier. Now we got Mirrored Illusion. Mirrored Illusion is haha funny, but that's the only reason it's haha funny. So it's C tier. So now we have Moments of Glory, which is Trevor Belmont's perk. You can rummage through chest twice, and while you become injured, you can heal yourself by 1 health state after a minute. See, now this perk is good because all you have to do is go through 2 chests, but the problem is if somebody else has gone through the chest, this perk is useless. So you'd have to use it with another perk. Now you have No Mither. No Mither is, you get broken, suppresses blood, you don't injured and grunts in pain by 75%, recovery speed by 25%, and you can pick yourself up, allowing you fully recover from the dying state. So it's an S tier perk, but the only problem is you go down in 1 hit. Now we have No One Left Behind. Increases your healing action speed once the exit gates are powered. You get haste for 7 seconds. People get haste when you unhook them. You see the auras of other survivors, and you get 100% more blood points for altruism category. It's an A tier perk. I don't know, it's A tier. I don't see many people running this. Then you have Object of Obsession, which it's a good perk, but it's not the greatest. Going B tier. I'm trying to rush this. Sorry, I'm not like reading everything. Now you have Off the Record, which is A tier. Open-handed increases radius of all aura reading abilities emanating from yourself or other survivors by 16 meters. It's, it's an A tier perk. I don't see many people, B tier. I don't see many people using it. So now we got Overcome, which is Jeff Johansson, whatever the hell his name is. Jonah Vasquez, there we go. Becoming injured by enemies, Overcome extends the duration of on-hit speed boost by 2 seconds. Overcome causes the exhaustion status for 40 seconds. Actually, that's pretty good. I'm going to put this in S tier because of the new perks coming out. I didn't realize that perk was actually pretty good. And then you got Overzealous, which is Hattie's perk. After blessing a totem, you get increased Dull Totem by 10%, and Hex Totem, you get repair speed by 20%. And it deactivates after losing a health state by any means. For 1, it's a B. It's B tier. No, A tier. 1, that's a lot of benefits. If it's a Hex, you get 20% repair speed, but it deactivates once you lose a health state. So now we got Parental Guidance. After stunning a killer by any means, you suppress your scratch marks, pools of blood, and grunts of pains for 7 seconds. I think Parental Guidance is A tier, in my opinion. Actually, you know what? C tier. It's C tier. Now we have Quentin Perk Pharmacy. Whenever injured, you're in an injured state, Pharmacy activates. Increases the unlocking speed of chest by 80%, reduces the hearing range of chest by 8 meters, and guarantees emergency medkit when unlocking a chest. So I was right. It's not all chests. I think Pharmacy is an S tier perk because that's a free medkit. All right, so now we got Plot Twist. Plot Twist, I'm sorry to say this, but it's another one of those perks which is, but actually, you know what? No. Plot Twist is B due to the fact of it's haha funny, but can also be good. You can pick yourself up from a dying state, but the only problem is once you go down, the killer can see you go down with Killer Instinct. Plunderer's Instinct. The auras of falling objects are revealed to you within 64 meters. Closed chest. Items sitting inside open chests. Items dropped in the environment. Increase the odds of finding items higher or rarities in chests by 50%. This is a C tier perk. If you're running Plunder and Instinct, you must have just started DBD. So now we got Poised. Whenever a generator is complete, you benefit from the following effects. 14 seconds. So 14 seconds, suppressing your scratch marks. First, starting to repair, the given generator reveals the carries order to you by 6 seconds. You know what? A tier perk. Next we have Potential Energy, which is an S tier perk. You make a magic thing that charges up repair progress and then use it on generator, and you get 20% progression towards that generator. Power struggle, okay. Power struggle sucks. One, I was using it one game. I was getting carried, and I was dropping the pallet right when the guy picked me up, but he moved out of the way already, and I was just like, what is the point of power struggle if the pallet doesn't hit them? Like, huh? Premonition. Receive an auditory warning upon looking in the killer's direction. Premonition, I've never seen anybody use this perk. So, D. Prove Thyself. Prove Thyself is... It's an A tier perk. Actually, you know what? No, it's S tier. It's better than Leader. Next, we have Quick and Quiet. A lot of people use Quick and Quiet, which is A tier. I'm just going to go through this real quick. I'll read off ones that I don't really know. So we got Quick Gamble while being chased by the killer. Following effects apply the auras of other survivors revealed to you. Increase the repair speed of other survivors by 5%. Quick and Quiet has a cooldown of 60 seconds upon losing a health state. You know, Quick and Quiet is pretty good. It's A tier. Actually, you know what? It's S tier. Quick and Quiet. Quick Gambit and Quick and Quiet. There you go. Sorry. It's hard because I have to move up and down the screen, so it's hard to do said screen. Reactive healing when another survivor within 30 meters of your location loses a health state by any means while you are injured. You get 50% of your missing health progression towards your health bar. This is it's a B tier perk to the fact of you don't see many people using it. Now you have Reassurance, which in my opinion is an S tier perk. You can stop their progression for 30 seconds, pauses their struggle phase. Red Herring, which it's a B tier perk. It's haha funny, but if you can get people with it, you get people with it. Repressed Alliance, which is C tier. Like, it is cool, but next you have Residual Manifest, which is an S tier perk. Blinds the killer and makes them not see auras for 30 seconds. Resilience, a lot of people use Resilience, which is an A tier perk. S tier, sorry. Actually, I think it's A tier. It's, you know, it's S tier. It's S tier because a lot of people just use Injured and all that stuff. Resurgence, which in my opinion is A tier. Actually, that's another S tier perk. Rookie Spirit. While repairing generators succeed 3 good or great skill checks. Oh yeah, Rookie Spirit's kind of ass in my opinion. It's kind of, that's a D tier for me. Next you have Saboteur, which you can sabotage hooks without having a medkit, not a medkit, lunchbox, toolbox. Scavenger while holding a depleting toolbox. Scavenge succeeding great repair skips, grants tokens, max 5 tokens, reach max tokens, automatically consumes them and fully recharges the toolbox. Reduces your repair speed. Recharging a toolbox will reduce your repair speed for 50% for the next 30 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. It's basically like a Residual Manifest, so I'll put that A because it's a toolbox. You don't blind them. Scene Partner, which is an S, you know, it's haha funny, but it's also, it's S tier because haha funny. Second Wind. So Second Wind is a better perk in my opinion. When you either heal another survivor for equivalent of 1 health state, next time you are unhooked and unhooked, you become broken, and then you automatically heal yourself after 20 seconds, which is so much better than Clean Break and all these other ones for the people. Like, yeah, you don't have to be hooked for the other ones, but they're so much better. Self-care, B tier. Self-preservation is B tier. Shoulder the burden, it's A tier if you got people that want to use Deliverance. Slippery meat, D. Small game, I'm gonna say C tier due to the fact that not many people use it. Fast break is definitely S tier. I'm just going through this as much as I can. Soul Survivor. Actually, Soul Survivor is pretty good. It's probably a better version of Distortion. Each time a survivor other than you yourself is killed, you get tokens, 24, grants stackable 24 meters around you for maximum 72 meters, which are you immune to killer reading auras. When you get fast repair speed. And you know, Soul Survivor, I'm going to call that A tier. You know, S tier. If you're solo queuing, it's a good perk. Alright, stop doing that. Solidarity, I think it's A tier. You got Soul Guard. Soul Guard is very meh because there's better perks. B tier. Specialist. Specialist is, let's say, B tier. What is this? Spine Chill. You know, Spine Chill is going in D because I don't. Okay, so Sprint Burst. Sprint Burst, in my opinion, is A tier. It's not the greatest. We got Stakeout, which is an S tier perk. Sorry. I know I zoomed out and... Can I zoom out? Let's see. I can't zoom out right now or else I'll... Here, let's try this. Nope. Yeah. Let's do this. There you go. That much better. There you go. Now we got a couple perks left. Still Sight, which is the auras of other killers as well as any chests. And nope, that's the D tier. D tier perk. Trash. Streetwise. I think Streetwise is good, but it's also just B tier in my opinion. Strengths in the Shadows. Free healing, which makes it S tier. And then we got Teamwork, Collective Stealth. Collective Stealth, A tier. Also A tier. You got Technician. Technician is... It's A tier. You know, S tier. Let's go S tier. People are gonna be like, oh. Next we got Tenacity. You crawl faster. You grant ability to recover at the same time and reduces the volume of grunts and pains while in a dying state. This perk, I think it's S tier due to the fact of if a killer slugs you, you can go somewhere else. This is not happening. This is a B tier perk. So it increases the zone of great skill checks by 30% while injured. I was going to say hindered. Troubleshooter, when you're chased by the killer troubleshooter, you see the aura of generators within the most progress revealed to you. See, it's like... It's an A tier due to the fact of if you can run the killer away from that perk, but that's about it. We got Unbreakable, which is healthier, No Mither. Next you have Up the Ante. I think it's kind of B tier in my opinion. Urban Evasion, which is S tier perk. Vigil, which is S tier perk. Which is Visionary next. Yeah, Visionary. I had Visionary's D. Not useful. Now you have Wake Up, which is Quentin's perk. The auras of exit gates are revealed to you within 120 meters. The auras of all survivors within 120 meters of collision while opening and exiting increase your opening speed by 25%. You know, it's B tier perk. It's cool. We'll Make It. I think We'll Make It is an S tier perk. We're Gonna Live Forever increases your healing speed. You know, that's another S tier perk. Wicked. Wicked's kind of... Let's go B tier. Windows of Opportunity. Yeah, I heard ya. S tier. I mean, actually, you know what? No. Windows of Opportunity is a B tier perk. Due to the fact of... If you don't know where windows are, you haven't played the game enough. You should just automatically know where the windows are. I mean, it's good for palettes, but kind of waste a perk slot for me. Next, you have Wiretap. Wiretap's good, but it's kind of B tier. So that is with those perks. Next, we have Do No Harm. I know. Oh, next we have Rapid Response, which is Olera Rose Perk. When you do a fast lock or exit, you suffer from exhausted status for 30 seconds. When you gain exhausted, you see the killer's aura for 2 seconds. I think this perk is A tier because it's just a good perk. Next, we have Duty of Care. When you take a protection while healthy, this one is S tier in my opinion. You take a protection hit while healthy, all of the survivors within 16 meters gain 25% haste for 15 seconds. That is a crazy perk. Now you have Do No Harm. When you heal another survivor for each hook state they have, heal 50% faster and gain 3% progress for succeeding grade skill checks. This is another S tier perk, in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list as much as I did making it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get me on the algorithm. But my name is Rilla Correa, uploading DBD content daily, nightly, and ever so delightly. I hope to see you all in the next episode. Also, tier list will be in the description below. Peace.